Hello, hello, Guardians. I am Ransom Rider, playing my favorite game, Destiny 2. Now, Guardians, I'm here with Nimbus. I have just picked up everything that I need, as far as bounties. And I want to go do the Lost Sector, and I want to share it with you. These Lost Sectors, they can be daunting. Daunting, word of the day. But if you go in, take your time, I think we can have some fun in here. And come and hang out with me as we go through this. Sometimes I think that you look at it and you think, man, this is an 1840. Am I going to be able to do this? But you don't have to do the one exactly that day. You know, some of these lost sectors, I'm going to say it, some of them are going to be a little bit easier than others. With none of them truly being easier. I should just say they're less of a challenge. And that is a good thing if you're trying to get that 1840 completion, if you're going for that triumph. You might want to try to get these without it being so incredibly rough. Let's go in. This is Gilded Precept. This is on Neomuna. Now, pay attention to what your Lost Sector is going to say. Legend difficulty, locked equipment, extra shields, champions are barrier and unstoppable. Right there, you want to make sure that you have the triangle, which is barrier, and my artifact is set up for piercing sidearms. Now, that really is the only option. So for any other options for a piercing that's going to pierce that barrier, if you want something other than a sidearm, it's going to have to be intrinsically a piercing weapon. For example, Wish Ender is strong against barrier champions. That's a good thing. So Wish Ender is going to be my choice here. Now let's look at this again. Unstoppable, that's the square. That's my next one. Unstoppable is hand cannon. I can look at my artifact and see that I could go hand cannon, or I could go unstoppable bow. Now, I'm using Wish Ender, which is intrinsically a barrier, so it will not be barrier and unstoppable both. First, it is a barrier because it's intrinsically that way, so it's not going to accept anything else. But you could use, a regular bow, like if I popped in Vengeful Whisper, this would become a barrier if I had it set, or it would become an overload, or it would become an unstop, depending on what your artifact would allow. But right now, on this artifact, I could make it unstoppable if I clicked this. Now, I don't want to click it because I'm happy with Wish Ender. And then I'm going to stick with Crux Termination. If this would be an overload based on the artifact, but I'm not going for overloads in this Lost Sector. Remember, it is barrier and unstoppable. Now, threat is the arc. It's arc. So they're going to be spewing a lot of arc. The hatred coming from them will be arc based. I'm going to go into my chest armor, and you would want to select, arc resistance. Another good one would be Concussive Dampener, reduces incoming area of effect, meaning like a grenade hits next to you and explodes, it's going to reduce the amount of damage that you take. There's a couple of others here that you might want to take a look at to be fully prepared. These can be challenging again, so be fully prepared as you go in. Now, I am on Strand. I love Strand. I feel like I have super mobility as a Titan because I can use the Strand grapple. Now, having been in this Lost Sector before, I don't need a lot of grapple in here ultimately, so I think I'm just going to use Shackle Grenade. Shackle Grenade. That way I can suspend those champions as they're coming at me. If they're stomping at me, I can suspend them. Now, that being said, Strand, love it, but you could choose one of the others. Solar is really good on a Titan this season. You could definitely choose one that you think you can best play with. If you're better on Solar, go with solar. You know, go whatever you're comfortable with. So let's pop this open, the sector, lost sector, and let's go over to 1840. Now remember, Guardians, don't be in a rush. If you're doing this for the first time at 1830, 1840, and you want to go just do the master version, just be patient. Be patient with yourself. And if you have to go back to space, that's okay. Now, ultimately, I want to go in with solo operative. So I'm going to be sure I click that. That's going to allow me to do more damage since I will be doing this solo. Also, check on your character. Go over and make sure you look at social. And if you're doing this solo, set this on invite only, because someone could join you and it could ruin your solo run, and it would take away those whatever reward you're going for. You could lose it by someone joining you. So we look at this. We know that we're going to face solar and void shields. The modifiers are extra champions, locked loadout, extra shields, limited revives. You know, if you're solo and you go down, you're done. This champion, foes, barrier and unstoppable, arc threat, enemies throw significantly more grenades. Attrition, this is a really tough one. Regeneration is greatly impaired. Defeating enemies may create wells of light. This one makes it rough on you, Guardians. I'm just going to tell you in advance. This is one of the tougher, it's one of the tougher modifications that you would encounter, restrictions. Overcharged weapons, strand surge, 25% bonus to outgoing strand damage, 25% bonus to outgoing solar damage, and glaives get a 25% bonus. Glaives, I'm not too crazy about them right now. I don't know that I'm ever going to be super crazy unless they do something really great with them. But remember, Neomuna, Master Version, 1840 is the current highest selectable. But we're going to be under-leveled on this. We will be, you know, even though I'm at 1834, they will feel really powerful. Let's go into this Master Lost Sector. Hang out with me. Grab a beverage. Get your popcorn, your snack. Let's push back the darkness that is the Cabal. Now, the Cabal in this Lost Sector, these aren't really Keidel's team. This is Callus's team. And from all that we kind of know from prior in-game content, these Cabal are cloned. They're not really full Cabal like Keidel's crew would be, or even the Red Legion would be. These are cloned, and they were basically designed as just a war machine for Callus and the Witness. Headshots matter. Now, having said that, you will see me definitely miss some headshots. And right there, I got popped by one of the little scions. He sent over his little void wave. And here comes a champion. And I think this will be really the first champion that's going to be shielded. Nope, he's an unstoppable. So let's get this. Watch my weapon fluoresce. And then I just want to do some damage to him. Once his headdress, once that shiny barbed wire fluoresces again, he can be stunned again. Just make sure with your weapon, do you see that little glow come over it? That lets me know that my weapon is ready to fire an unstop bullet. It does have to load the bullet, and then it has to get ready to fire the bullet. Oh man, that went nowhere. That went nowhere. It happens sometimes. You know, you just have to move on. Now there, since attrition is active, for me to get my health back, I would need to like run over that, step on it, and then hope that I would heal or would get a boost. But right now I am fully healed, so I don't need it desperately. But there are points where you may need those. You may need them real bad. Alright, there's a big room full right beyond this door. Let's sneak in on them and try to surprise them and maybe take down a couple. Now, before you move into a new area, you want to make sure that you've reloaded your weapons. In the heat of battle, sometimes you can forget it. You can forget to reload. Alright, let's go in quiet. Let's go in quiet. I want Wish Ender. I know that Wish Ender gives me maximum amount of damage. You saw how powerful it was. I can one-hit a lot of these enemies. Watch out for that grenade. You look at them. Remember, one of the modifiers, they throw significantly more grenades. And they're just generally more aggressive towards you. Here comes a gang of them right here. I missed. Now, there's going to be a lot of the big guys in here, right? See him up there? That guy is carrying an orb, and he's barrier. He just popped his barrier up. I want to work on him, on his crit spot. And that guy is a headshot. Leave me alone, you dirty cabal. Now, that guy has probably popped up his shield again. Nope, but he's fixing to. Now, I feel like that was a hit. He's fully healed. I feel like that hit him, but I didn't get credit for it. It's just how the game rolls. Every time he throws that shield, he will fully heal. Fully heal. Same for the overload. Now, luckily, we just have barrier in here. We don't have the overloads, and he's going down. I got him. Wish Ender. It's your friend. It is your friend. If you're wondering about Wish Ender, it's available through Shattered Throne. It's an excellent quest. I just ran it with some clanmates. We had a good time. Do check out that video. It posted earlier under a live stream. Now, I like to say get their friends. Get their friends first. Because if you get their friends, that gives you full focus on the champion. And champions are considered bosses. They're not, well, not bosses, they're majors. Champions are majors. So you want to set up, appropriately for that if you're putting mods on your weapons. Now, have I cleaned this hole out? I see my upper left-hand side. You'll see I have red on my radar. That means there's something still left, and I see him right over there. He's guarding the depository where I'm going to have to pick up these orbs. Here's two more little scions. Got a finisher on him. Alright, I've got the orb. I want to go over. I'll need to make 2 deposits, but since I took down the orb carrier, I know that I have them up here. Oh, look, I got some heavy to drop. The game will tend to starve you for heavy. There are proper mods for that. Let's see. But because I'm using Wish Ender, I know that I'm not going to use as much heavy. But if heavy is important to you, you'd want to take a look and really equip that on your helmet. Now, we're locked. So I cannot make any changes right now. There will be no changing because everything here is locked because this is an 1840 level. All right, I'm going to go in. I'm going to turn to the right. I've been here. I have been here. And I'm going to work my way in because we're getting closer to what would be considered the boss arena. These guys are going to be coming at me from the right. Wish Ender is so strong. Now remember, that guy doesn't heal, so I don't have to be in a big rush to get him. I'm reloading my weapons. I'm going to look for the little Scion. And let's get this guy. Flores. And get a finisher on it. You know, he trotted right over to me. He came at me. I had to do it. I had to do it. The game really will give you some hints. There are some hints about how to handle situations. There are other times where it's hint-free. You know, you're not going to get a hint. When one of the champions or one of the enemies inside of Destiny 2 are finishable, they have a round circle over their head that allows you to know you can take them out a lot quicker that way rather than trying to take them out with just a normal weapon. And I like to get those little Scions. I call them peons. If you hang out with me in my live streams, you'll know that I like to say peon, but they are officially Scions. They work with the Cabal. They work with the Cabal. Now, I am working my way in, and we're going to come up onto the boss arena, the boss battle, you know, the final battle before I get my chest. And hopefully I'll get some goodies in here. The thing you want to watch for here in this specific lost sector, the first enemy you see who looks like the boss is a decoy. It's not the real deal. He's going to see him right there. He's not the real, he's not our target. You know, he's not what we're after. And he's waiting for me to come in. I mean, he wants me to step foot in, and he will probably blast me. But then the real boss showed up. And I want to get back out here because, and look at that. Now, since I've been here last, that has been corrected. Because formerly, that would open, you could stay on the steps, and you would be able to take that guy down. You could definitely take him down. That is a change. It's a little bit irritating. And I could have knocked myself out right there. I did hit the doorway. You saw it. I saw it. The struggle is real inside of Destiny 2. But let's take our time. Stay focused. Use your calm. And we're going to get this guy. We will get him because ultimately Wishender has the power. Look at that. I mean, I step away from it a tad. Surprising. Bungie, you felt that strong about it? Oh man, look at that. The puppy dog, the war beast got stuck in the middle. This one made it through. Get out of here. Now, had I done that, we would have been destroyed. There's another one that got through. I have a few more rockets. Let's see if I can get this to open. Alright, I got the champion. Now all I have to do really is open the chest. And because I got the champion, you know, he really had the distance weapon to put the hurt on me. The little scions, there's some snipers in the bunch, but you know, I can work on them. They like to step out and take aim and get you that way. But with Wishender, I can see through walls. Wishender has an effective range of like 50 to 60 meters. So you can see through the walls and see right up there's the chest. But look, they lie and wait. They lie and wait. They want to get me. But I do have a super. And, you know, I take the rest of them out. And I jump up. And I grab my chest. I did not get the exotic. That was solo flawless at 1840. Even taking my time and being very methodical, 13 minutes, 29 seconds. Don't rush yourself. Don't rush yourself. Just go into this and say, I can do it. Believe in yourself. And if you have to restart, it's okay. Remember, Destiny 2, it's not about how far you fall. It's how high you get up. I hope you enjoyed hanging out, doing this with me. This was Gilded Precept on Neomuna, and it was 1840. Try this yourself and have a good time in it. Take it easy, take it slow. If you need to go back and restart, it's perfectly all right. I'm Ransom Rider. This is my favorite game, Destiny 2. Bye. Bye. Thank you for hanging out with me.